introduction. A very good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and all my dear friends in the crowd. Well, at the outset, I would like to thank all the organizers of today's event for giving me this opportunity to address the gathering and also making me a part of this national campaign, Morality is Freedom.
Mike. She is qualified in BA, B.Ed. She is a teacher at Garden Angel High School since 2013. She teaches English and social science. She takes great interest in reading, writing, and crafting. Mrs. Ashni Fernandes, I request you to.
Sure.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. A very good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and all my dear friends in the crowd. Well, at the outset, I would like to thank all the organizers of today's event for giving me this opportunity to address the gathering and also making me a part of this national campaign, Morality is Freedom. Before we dive into the topic, I think it's very important to understand what is morality and what is freedom. I think a lot is already spoken about it. I'll just brush up. What is freedom, first of all? We dream about freedom, we promote freedom, we celebrate freedom. Freedom, in simple terms, is just a state where we want to be free or a right where we want to think, do what we feel is without any boundaries, without any limitations, and without any restrictions. Just be free. On the other hand, morality is a set of virtues, values, morals, behaviors, which tells us what is right and wrong and how we should act. Since I'm from the education field and I deal with children on day-to-day basis, when I see this topic, my emphasis automatically goes on the children. Because children are the future and it's the perfect time that we give a lot of emphasis, and I strongly believe that our children need to know the concept of morality and freedom. Today, we see a lot of things happening with teenagers, with youngsters, wherein they have taken freedom for granted. They don't know how to balance morality and freedom. So I guess we need, as parents and educators, caretakers, maybe we had faltered somewhere and now it's time to take charge and to get the situation under control. As it's already said, what's happened has happened, but now we need to focus on the future generation, the children which we are dealing with. And as parents, as educators, caretakers, it's the need of the hour that we instill these values of morality, balancing instead morality with freedom. And if we are going to do this, we ourselves need to understand when the moral development of a child begins. We can't wait for them to reach at a particular age, and when we emphasize this morality on them, we need to catch them young. And to catch them young, we need to understand the stages where this morality development starts. Basically, morality development can be broadly divided into 3 stages. The first one is the pre-conventional morality. This is basically the ages from 2 to 9 years old. This is the age when children don't understand what is right or wrong. They do everything for a reward or to avoid punishment. Okay, for them, you offer them something, they will do it. If you give them punishment, they will refrain from it. They don't know what is right or wrong. A simple example, a child won't beat his sibling just because maybe his or her parent will punish him. Okay, not because he feels it is wrong or his brother or sister will be hurt. So here it is the job of the parent. Instead of giving them a punishment or telling them, don't do this, I will punish you, don't do this, I won't give you that. It's the time for us to explain to them that if you hit your brother or sister, it's going to hurt her. That is wrong. Other than giving a punishment, this is the best stage to explain to them what is right or wrong in simple terms, that it will hurt, it will pain, or the person will cry. They understand it the best that way at this stage. The second is the conventional stage from 9 to 12 years. At this stage, the child understands the societal rules and regulations. By now, he knows what the society expects from him. So he does everything to please people around him. At this stage, they only want the tag good. Good boy, good girl. So they will do everything to get that tag. Not because it is right or wrong. And as parents and educators here, we have to stop telling our children that society thinks it's right or wrong. We have to stop telling our children, if you do this, your uncle will come to know, your neighbor will come to know, your grandfather will come to know. No. They do things to please others. So at this stage, we need to tell them that whenever you do something, your conscience should tell you whether it is right or wrong. We shouldn't be telling them to do things just to please the society. The third stage is the post-conventional stage. Adolescent onwards, okay, teenagers as we call them. If the first two stages, the child has not learned moral development, at this stage, the child will be totally into abstract moral development. He will be a rebel. He will question the societal rules, the principles, the ethics. So if the first two stages, the parents, the educators, the caretakers, explains to them what is right and wrong, by now our teenagers, our youth won't be confused. They'll be very much sorted and they won't go the hayway to find their freedom or morality, snub morality and find freedom somewhere else. They'll come back to you and tell you that, okay, I did this, which I feel was wrong. Next, let's go to freedom. Freedom in children is very simple. For them, freedom is to do something, to explore, to go about outside, to explore things, do adventures without any restriction, without any parental control. For them, physical freedom is to just go out, explore things, do adventures. Climbing a tree, for example, will give them the thrill of enjoyment plus the risk factor. They like the risk factor. So that freedom they want. Secondly, intellectual, emotional freedom. They want to take their own decisions. Sometimes what happens at school, they don't even bother to tell their parents because they have decided what they are up to, what they want to do. Emotionally also, they want freedom. They don't want to express themselves to their parents. They don't want to convey what is happening in their life, and there where the faults lie. So here, as elders, teachers, parents, caretakers, we need to understand the cues that where the morality and freedom should be controlled. For this, I shall give you a few guidelines, okay, how as parents we can control this and help our children to balance morality and freedom. The first one, modeling ethical behavior. We all know children learn what they see around them. Environment plays a very important role. If we as parents show moral development, moral values, fairness, justice, then our children will automatically learn it. Let them see a moral behavior environment at home. They will naturally pick it up. We don't have to get a book, moral story book for them to learn it from there. The behavior of the parents and the people around will help them to grow the ethical way. Setting clear boundaries. Freedom doesn't come without rules. The child should know that, okay, you have this freedom, that's your boundary. What happens when you cross it? Not about the punishment, the consequences. The child should know if he doesn't follow a certain set of rules, what will be the consequences, not the punishment. It might hurt somebody, it might create a negative effect on another child or a family member. It should be very clear to them. Encouraging empathy. Empathy is the key component of moral development. The child needs to understand that he is one wrong decision or any wrong thing that he does will affect the whole family or the people around him. So if we want our children to have morals and balance it with freedom, we need to teach them empathy, to be considerate to people around them. Next, promoting critical thinking. Critical thinking wherein we allow the child to think what is good or bad. Sometimes we as parents don't know what is going on in the mind of our child. A simple example would be, giving them a moral story book to read. Okay, and after they finish reading, just ask them, which character did you like more? The negative one or the one who had a lot of morals and values? That one answer of his will tell you what is the mindset of your child. Simple activity like this will give us a clear picture of what's happening. Most importantly, parents, as a teacher, I would say, please listen to your children. Sometimes I know we are busy, it's hectic, we are working at home, and those normal school things, it's like, okay, it happens every day, it happens, often, nothing to worry about. Please listen to them. Today, our children need us more. We just have to listen to them. And from a early age, if we listen to them, obviously they'll continue to come and tell us whatever is happening around. So I will sum it up with, circumstances should never alter principles. So let's go with the thought, where there is no morality, there is no freedom. Thank you, and wishing everybody a very relaxing Sunday tomorrow. Thank you.